Hello, if you're watching this video, then it's safe to assume you're going to be creating a Blogger account. What we're going to do is show you how to create a Blogger account through your Google Gmail username and password, and we're going to focus on educational type settings, so security settings that'll make things run a little more smoothly, be a little safer for you. So to start somewhere familiar, I've got you at Gmail here, and what I'd like you to do is sign into your Gmail account. We're going to start there somewhere familiar and then go from that spot. So we'll sign into Gmail. I'll click my sign in here. Now after Google processes, you should see your Gmail account. This one's a fresh new one, so I don't have anything in here. But what we're going to look at next is actually the black bar along the top. You've probably used it before. You see the search, images, maps, play, and so on. What we're going to do is click more. And under more, you will see Blogger listed. So we're going to go ahead and select a Blogger. Notice it opened a new tab. I'm just going to say always allow here. It opened a new tab and it wants you to sign in again. Basically, this is verifying that you actually want this service. So it already has your Gmail email in there. Just re-enter your password. So I've re-entered mine, and this should be the only time they make you do it if you go through your Gmail first. So Gmail, more, Blogger, takes you right there. So we'll click sign in. Now, for the purposes of what we're doing, we're going to go to the very bottom of the screen and turn off the feature announcements. Also, we're going to create a limited Blogger profile. We're not going out and using social networks with Google Plus or anything, so we'll keep it simple. We'll create a limited Blogger profile. And your display name, again, remember we're looking at keeping things safe, educational value. So for this particular blog, you're just going to put your first name and last initial. So mine is test S for test student. Then we'll click continue to Blogger. You'll notice it's a bright orange button. That's a great thing about Blogger, is usually the button you need is bright orange. So as we continue on to Blogger, it takes you to what we call the dashboard. It's called a dashboard because your main stuff is here. It's like in your car. All those gauges are on the dashboard. Here, the blogs you've created, once they are actually created, will show up, and any you're following will show up down at the bottom. So what we're going to do is click on New Blog in the top left-hand corner. Our title for the blog, you will have one assigned by your teacher. I will go ahead and use one that I had discussed recently. So I'm going to do my first name, last initial, and it was a fashion class, so I have a fashion blog. That's what that particular teacher decided they wanted it to be named. For simplicity's sake, our address is going to be the exact same as our title, just without capitals or spaces. That way your teacher knows this, everybody's using the same formula. First name, last initial, and whatever they would like you to have. So listen to your teacher, but for this fashion one, I am going ahead and putting in what we had talked about with my last colleague I worked with. You'll notice templates are also available. There are 7 of them offered. Those can be changed later. I would suggest picking anything but dynamic views for your first time out. I'm going to go ahead and pick picture window. It's your choice. Click create blog. So the handy box says it's creating a blog. And what it'll do is this box disappears. It says test S fashion blog created successfully, and now I have one listed. Go ahead and click dismiss on the blue box that's sitting over it. And now you see that there are no posts. It suggests that you start blogging, and it has a bright orange pencil. If you hover, you'll notice it says create new post. So whenever you go and you decide to create a post, maybe you're putting up new pictures, a new video, a new blog entry, including those, that's where you go. Next to it is a post list, and that will show you all the posts you've created or that you have waiting to be published. And then view blog actually takes you to see your live blog on the internet. But before we get too far, we need to set some settings. So if you can follow along, you're going to click the title of your blog. When you click the title of your blog, it takes you to what it calls the overview. We'll close this box here. And in the overview, it tells you how many page views you've had, any comments that are awaiting moderation, and so on. We are going to go to the bottom left corner to where it says settings and click there. So we're only going to change a few of these. First and foremost, you'll see that there is a privacy setting. We are going to follow that to the right and click edit. Notice a box extends. We want to set both of these at no. No, we don't want our blog in the listings, and no, we don't want search engines to find our blog. Remember, this is educational use, classroom use. We need to have some control over this thing. If it's a personal blog, you make that choice. Save changes. And right now we have it so your blog address is set, you're the author, anybody can read it. On the left hand side, you see a post and comment section. Click on that. And now, you may need to scroll down, but we have a section that says who can comment. What we're going to set that as is users with Google accounts. The reason we're doing that is because then people who are using Google can be tracked a little easier than just anyone who's anonymous. And it's a much more restricted pool of people than OpenID. So we want users with Google accounts. And we want comment moderation sometimes. What I suggest, and your teacher can tell you what they expect you to do, but for posts older than 5 days, you have those emailed to your teacher. So if the first 5 days your teacher has your blogs open to comment by class members, people can comment without any moderation. But after 5 days, if anybody comes back to leave a comment, or if the teacher shares your blog out and has people at conferences comment, the teacher can preview them and make sure they're good to go on your blog. So what you would put here is your teacher email. Me, I'm going to just put my email so I have something to put in there. As long as I do it right. So I would, again, put your teacher's email. I only put mine because this is a practice. Also, we have show word verification. That is the CAPTCHA, the funny letters at the bottom. That's your choice. I usually turn it off simply because the Google account kind of weeds out some of the spam, and it sometimes discourages me from writing a comment. If I can't figure it out the first time or two, I just leave. So I say don't show it. Those are the settings we need for comments. In the top right hand corner, let's click Save Settings. Settings were saved successfully, shows up at the top. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our dashboard. Now again, I mentioned Blogger is great about those big orange buttons. In the top left hand corner, you have the bright orange B. So click that button and you're back at your dashboard. You've got your posts at the top and you've got any blogs you follow at the bottom. I'm going to show you one last thing, and that's how to create a post on Blogger. Now your teacher may have a first post assignment for you, so make sure that you use that, but I'm just going to show you how this can work. When you want a new post, you're going to click the orange button with the pencil on it. and it brings up your first post area. So we'll close this box, and just to introduce you to some of the things you have here, at the top bar is your post title. So again, going with the theme of the teacher that I was working with, it might be your fashion story that you're posting. Maybe your teacher has you doing a reflection. But you'll title your post, and then below the title you notice all these buttons listed here look very familiar. You still have your bold, italics, underline, your font color, your highlighting, insert a link, a picture, a video, alignment, numbered list, bulleted list, spell check. It's all there. So you can write your post without any kind of too much hindering. You'll still have some restrictions, but you can still do some great things with the tools they give you because they gave you the basics. So you do your post, and I'm going to pause a moment so I can copy and paste something in here. Alright, so I've copy and pasted a piece of a student's report where they were reviewing I Am Legend, the film. Obviously not my fashion story, but it's text to show you what we're doing. Notice it's got some funky formatting, so I can actually select all of that and remove the formatting. I can change my font styles. I can change my alignment. It's all there. The other thing your teacher may have you do, if you notice on the right hand side, there's a list of tools here. Labels come in really handy, where your teacher might have you label assignments so that they can be sorted later. So for this, I might put in here, going off the fashion story idea, fashion about me. And so if I write a number of posts about me and my story, they can all be grouped by that tag. If I write a number of posts about fashion, they can all be grouped by that tag as well. Your teacher may assign you some labels. Otherwise, using those are up to you, but your teacher may assign them to you. And you click done, and they're there. The other thing that's really handy, you notice a schedule button. If you click the schedule, you can actually set a date and time for your post. So if you're a student who likes to work ahead but doesn't want to flood their blog with new posts 5 a day, you can actually set a separate date and time for different posts to come out. And that's really handy for students, again, that work ahead or have something planned and want to have it set to go. I'm going to go back to automatic here and click done. Now, everything automatically saves, but I want to show you these last 4 buttons. The publish button actually puts it out on the blog and makes it live to the blog. Only do that by your teacher's set parameters. If they want to review it first, let them review it before it gets published. If they say to go ahead and publish it, then you have their permission. Save saves your work. Preview, if you click that, will open a new tab, and you'll notice it says preview in the corner, and you can see your posts, the title, the content, who created it at what time, the labels, and the comment section. Another video I make for you will cover how to customize this. So if we close this tab, the last button is close. Notice when I click close, it goes back to my list of blogs, and it says draft here. If you don't hit publish, it will save for you as a draft. So if your teacher wants you to wait, you can do that, or if you didn't finish, you can save it as a draft and go back later just by clicking on the title of your post. Bright orange bead back to the dashboard, and you're back ready to go in your next post. Keep an eye out for another video on how to customize your blog. We'll look at layout and design. And if you have any questions, be sure to ask your teacher, and he or she can help you along the way. Have a great day and enjoy blogging.